right, good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Kristen. This is Stretch and Rest. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. If you have any questions about this class, just head to our website and send us an email. And our website is youcallthisyoga.org. So we're going to start this class like we always do in a comfortable seat. A comfortable seat for you might not be the same comfortable seat for me and vice versa. So if you see this shape, you're saying, no way, just have a seat where it's best for you instead. Don't worry about so much what I'm doing. Just look at what I'm doing and try to put it on your body the best way that you can. Okay. So if your knees are up in the air, your options here, maybe you don't know them, maybe you do, would be to place a block or a pillow underneath your knees. If you're not seated up on a bolster, you might want to try to do that as well. It'll allow your knees to lower. It will also give you some more space in your hip flexors, which is where a lot of our tightness comes from that makes us lift up our knees. You can also be seated in a chair. You could be laying down here if you had to, okay? So your hands, place them where you can, where they're most comfortable. Palms up, down in your lap. The point is, do what's best for you. Close your eyes. Engage your core a little bit. So pelvic floor up, belly button to your spine, lift up your ribs, and it should feel like a little bit of work here to sit up tall. With your inhale, let your belly expand. And then through your nose, a soft exhale. Again, inhale through your nose. And a soft exhale through your nose. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Through your nose, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale, 4. Pause. Through your nose, exhale, 4. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. With your inhale, sit up a little taller. And on your exhale, relax your shoulders. Take a few moments here to practice this breath on your own. Counting to 4 or longer could be helpful, keeping you focused on your breath, letting go of what might be happening around you. And take a deep breath in. And your slowest breath out. If it's a part of your practice, place your palms together at the center of your chest. And here you may like to create an intention for your practice. This could be a moment of silence. This could be a mantra. It doesn't have to be anything. With your inhale, lift up your chest. And with your exhale, relax your arms down by your sides, blink your eyes open. And from here, begin to roll your shoulders up and back, up and back. Notice what you feel when you roll your shoulders up and back. Maybe they're making some little noises. Maybe you know there's tightness there. If anything hurts, back away from it. All right, now we're going to reverse this, bring the movement up and forwards, up and forwards. And then take those shoulders up and back once again, sitting up a little bit taller if that's available to you. So we begin to move into the portion of class where we're stretching on purpose and we're using our muscles. The second part of class is where we stop using the muscles. But first, we're going to start just by going over hand placements. And then from there, you can take this into all the other shapes that we do versus me going over it every time. So we're going to take the right arm out to the right to begin. I'm going to use a block. You can always use your block at a lower level or not at all if it's not needed. Just make sure you're not sinking down into your shoulder. So for hand placement, you can have your hand flat. You can create a fist. You can pop up to your fingertips. If you pop up to your fingertips, you may need to lower your block. And there's always other options. Those are just kind of the top of the ones that we offer in yoga. But if you have something else better for you, then please do that instead. So with your right hand down, engage your core, try to keep the torso up instead of reaching over. Inhale, begin to bring the left arm up. This could be a very slow movement for you. Bending at the elbow, lifting up from the chest, and then as it's available, maybe you can straighten your arm. Deep breath in, lift up your chest. Exhale and begin to reach through the left hand, not through the rib cage, not through the torso, just lifting up through the torso, reaching through the left hand. Check in with your shoulders. They might be up. Try to bring them down. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Then bring your left hand down. Take your time setting up for this side. You know your hand placements. Do what's best for you. Inhale, right arm reaches up and over. Lifting through the chest. It's easy to sink down into the hips. It's easy to lean forward. So work against that. Could feel like work. It should. Full breath in. Exhale and reach. And you can always keep a bend in the elbow. The arm never has to be straight. One more time. Breathe in. Find some space. Exhale and reach. And bring your right hand down. Inhale. Send your left arm up and over. And exhale to bring your left hand down. Move with your breath. Inhale, right arm up and over. Exhale and bring it down. So maybe you begin to add a little more of a reach here. Maybe you begin to look up or look down. If anything in your body says don't do it, please listen. You may feel like you're beginning to gain a little extra space in the body. So then you could reach the arms out a little bit further, the grounded one, and then reach up and over. We'll take 2 more on each side. So look for your shoulders rounding forward. That's pretty easy to do. Try to keep them down. And when you feel pretty balanced out there, come back to your center. So we're going to work into a bit of a chest lift. It's a tiny little back bend, but don't let the word back bend scare you too bad here. We'll take the hands and flip them down, spread the fingers wide, place them at your lower back, draw your elbows in, engage your core with your inhale, lift up your chest. With your exhale, begin to draw the elbows in a little bit more behind you. Deep breath in, lift your chest. Exhale, elbows back. Draw your chin in just a bit. It might be a little forward. All right, so from here, we're going to walk the hands forward into a fold. You may want to take a block with you. I like to do that because I'm up on a bolster. So you may need to stack your blocks. You might need even more space, right? So we'll have the hands out in front to begin, pressing back into the hips so the spine is straight. The spine is not curved. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Check in with your elbows. Try to spin them in towards you. Shoulders back, lifting up your chest. Breathe in. Exhale, and maybe you begin to fold a little further. And there's lots of ways you can do this, right? You may be comfortable lowering down to your forearms here. Just make sure you can still press back into your hips. The moment you're kind of falling forward in your pelvis is the moment that you need to back up, lift yourself up, get some more support going, and then come back into the stretch. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. All right, so if it's okay in your neck, lower your head down and feel that stretch in between your shoulder blades. You can pull your chin towards your chest if you like. Keep drawing the shoulders back simultaneously. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. All right, so slowly walk your hands back towards your body, sitting up tall. You can change your leg placement at any time you need to, especially if you're seated like me and you're wondering when that's going to stop. I can sit like this for a long time. So we're going to move into some twisting. Twisting is not good for everyone all the time. I have a little bit of tightness in my right hip today, so I'm not going to be twisting as much from side to side as maybe you've normally seen me doing class before. So honor that if there's something like that going on in your body as well. We'll start with the left hand behind us. I'm up on a bolster, right? So left hand on the bolster is going to work perfect for me here. You might need to take a block behind you. You may be fine with the floor in your hand on the floor, your butt's on the floor, right? So left hand behind you, right hand to your left leg, engage your core, inhale, lift up your chest. And on your exhale, lead with your left shoulder into your twist. So we're twisting from the upper body, not from the hips. Deep breath in, exhale and twist the left shoulder back. If it's okay in your neck, you can begin to move your neck over to the left. Now check in with your right shoulder. It might be lifting, right? Probably some tightness there. Work to bring it down. Deep breath in, exhale and twist. And come back to your center and pause for a moment. I don't know if you guys can hear my birds. I've been out of town and I just got back last night, so they're very happy I'm here. Right hand behind you, left hand over to your right leg. Inhale, lift up your chest. And on your exhale, twist, right shoulder back first. Maybe your neck goes after. Are you leaning forward in your pelvis? It's okay to do that a little bit, but make sure you're lifting up. Deep breath in. Exhale and twist. And then come back to your center. We'll pause for a moment. And then just begin to move with your breath. You could stay in this from one side to the other for multiple breaths if that felt beneficial in your body. Left hand behind you, right hand, left leg. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale and twist. Core is engaged. Inhale through your center to the other side with your hands. And on your exhale, twist. Inhale through center. Exhale and twist. And at your own pace, just keep going. Let your breath guide you through this shape. You can think of those inhales as creating space. You feel that expansion when you breathe in. So when you exhale, use that stretch to move into that space. And we'll take one more on each side. Maybe you feel your spine start to open up a little bit. I know I do. All right, so come back to your center, roll your shoulders back, lift up your chest. Now bring your chin down towards your chest and bring your right ear over to your right shoulder. Right ear, right shoulder, work with gravity. Your left shoulder might be going up. Bring it down. If it feels okay to move your neck around, go for it. If you'd like to begin to open up the front of your left shoulder, try taking your left hand across your lower back. The back of your hand here, the forearm presses into your lower back to remind you to sit up tall. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Bring your chin back down, then release your left hand. And we'll take it to the other side. Left ear, left shoulder. Check in with your right shoulder. What's it doing? If it's tight, it's probably trying to reach up towards your right ear. Work into your shoulder opener if you like. We're still engaging the core. Not for too much longer though. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Bring your chin back down, release your right hand, lift up your head, and we'll move into some leg stretches. So I'm going to lower to the floor. You may need to actually add a bolster. We're going to start with a separate leg stretch with the right leg extended. So right leg out to the right. Left foot into the right thigh. You could have your left foot all the way in towards the right thigh if that feels good for you. Or you could ultimately have your left leg straight if that was best for you. Maybe it's somewhere in between. Maybe the knee is way up in the air, so you need to get a block or a bolster involved to help support you. Sometimes sitting on a little rolled up towel will help give you a little space forward in your pelvis too to help you sit up a little bit taller. And you can use a wall space as well. So with the right leg out, left foot in, point and flex your right foot. And your right knee might be bent. You might have a block underneath your right knee. Still try to point and flex. And then when you can, take some circles around your ankle. Okay, flex your foot. That means pull the toes back. Take your hands to the floor. You might take your hands to blocks if you can't reach the floor. Sit a little bit forward, lift up your chest and twist your torso towards your right leg. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, hinge forward from your hip bones, your hip points. not from the center of your spine. Lifting up from your chest instead, elbows in. This could be just a tiny little stretch. You might be super tight and you can only go a little ways. That's okay. Over time, with breath, with practice, you might open up a little more. And also props, right? So if you're not using anything and you're super tight, consider using something and it will immediately give you more range of motion. You can also have a strap under your foot. Deep breath in. Exhale and hinge. Think of pressing the tailbone down and reaching up through the center of the top of your head. One more breath in. Exhale and fold a little further. And see if you can lower your head down and roll your spine up. Head comes up last. All right, left leg out, right foot in somewhere along whatever line in your body it feels most comfortable, safest for you. All right, set your hands up. Actually, we'll point and flex first. Point and flex. And if you have toes that just kind of hang out to the side, you're an external rotator, it might benefit you to find an internal rotation of your thigh. You just use your hands to spin that thigh inwards. It's a little muscular manipulation there. All right, circles around the ankle. And now we'll flex our foot, toes draw back. Hands to the floor or blocks, twisting your torso towards your left leg. Inhale, lift up your chest. On your exhale, hinge forward. Check in with where your hinge point is, right? If you're bowing into the lower back, put something under your seat to help you lift up. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Reaching through the center of the top of your head. We'll stay for one more inhale. Exhaling a little bit further. And then lower your head down and slowly roll back up. And maybe you can feel the vertebrae of your spine when you lift up. So right leg out to the right, left leg to the left. If you are a very flexible person and you're in more of a straddle, bring it in. We don't need to go there for this class. All right, rock your hips a little bit left and right. Flatten your seat down towards the floor. Shift your pelvis a little bit forward. You may like to have a block out in front of you. You may need to have a bolster and a block out in front of you. No problem. Deep breath in, lift your chest. And on your exhale, fold. So hands down to something. Maybe the forearms down to something. Maybe you can flip the block up to a higher level and bring the forehead down. We're still in an active stretch, even though we might be using a lot of stuff here. So flex your feet. Lift your chest. Engage your core and work into your fold. Shoulders back, elbows in. And folds can look so different from everyone. So just do what feels best for you here. Your knees could be bent. Please put support under them if you feel a lot of pulling. Engage your core and slowly roll up. Okay, so we'll work into a hip opener. And then we'll move into our restorative practice shortly after that. All right, so all hips are not created equal, right? Some of our hips are not going to allow for much movement. It could be from the knees as well. We're going to move towards Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. You might have to have your feet all the way out in front of you. And if this is you, you have the option here to have your hands on top, hinging forward, or taking your hands underneath to hinge forward. So whatever feels best for you there. If we have issues in the knees, we need to put something underneath them to support them. If it's available to you, or over time, the heels draw in, maybe you slide your heels up even further. Try to press your feet into each other so it's active as well. You can take your hands underneath the feet or to the ankles. Just try not to hang on to the knees too much. Inhale to lift up your chest. And on your exhale, hinge forward. Think of that core engagement. Lifting up the chest, pressing your tailbone down. And this could be a centimeter of movement. If you feel good here, take your elbows to your thigh, to your calves and press them down. Pelvic floor is engaged. Lifting up the chest, breathe in. And your exhale, fold. Now lower your head down. And slowly roll up. Be extra careful here and take your hands to your knees to bring your knees back together. Squeeze those knees in. Kick your legs out in front of you. Rock your hips a little side to side. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, don't worry too much about what you look like in your fold here. We just want to take a little neutral fold through the spine for a couple breaths. And slowly roll up. Okay, so for our restorative, if you're new to restorative and you don't exactly know what that means we're going to do class now with the intention of disengaging muscles, which can be really difficult. Your body's job is to protect you, right? So the muscles and the tendons, about 90 seconds into some of these shapes, will want to re-engage. So we'll go through a little practice in the beginning on calming the body down, and you can take that with you through the other shapes. All right. So we're going to start with our reclined shape. I'm going to use a bolster for the length of my spine. I'm 5'9", so this works for me. You may have to do something totally different, like take a comforter and roll it up really tightly with a belt. You might have some pillows that work better for you here, or rolling up an old towel long ways, but just really be aware of your spine if you choose to go with something more intense like that. Okay, so you might need an incline, especially if your lower back bothers you or you have some breathing issues. Giving yourself a little bit of an incline here could be a better option. You may need a pillow for your head. If you start to feel your blood pressure rise or pulse in your neck when you're in any of these shapes, definitely put something under your head and under your feet. Okay. So as we recline, for me, I pull the bolster up towards the lower back. That's just something that works for me. You can try it out and see if it works for you. When you recline, if you lift up off the floor, that's an indication you need more support. So you can add like a towel or a little blanket rolled up underneath your butt and that little rounded area in your lower back. You can have your legs out in front of you here, or you could work into a hip opener similar to what we did in a few minutes ago in the active portion of class. Because we will be in this for multiple minutes, please use even more support than you think you need, especially if you choose the hip opener, because those inner groin muscles, they can pull so very easily and you won't even know it until later today, okay? So you could have pillows under the knees. You could have blocks and pillows underneath the knees. There's other ways to do this. You could have something under the feet instead. If you're a person that likes to use straps in your restorative class, go for it. Okay, if you start to feel like this is uncomfortable, give yourself some more support. Maybe you need that under your arms to relax your shoulders. Maybe you need all of it. I do. So close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, let your belly lift. Then through your nose, exhale. With your eyes closed, think of softening the space between your eyebrows. Think of relaxing the jaw, and you may need to wiggle these parts of your body just a little bit to get them to relax. Then move your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Tuck your chin a little bit, especially if you can see behind you. Then soft through the right shoulder. A little heavier through the left shoulder. And then see if you can get both of those shoulders to soften together. Then letting go of any core engagement. Glutes might engage to protect, try to let it go. And if you're pressing into your feet, try to let it go as well. And just keep scanning the body this way, seeing what parts of your body are reacting. And then see if you can talk your body into relaxing. And it's okay if you fall asleep. So I'll let you know when it's time to move, but if you begin to get too uncomfortable, please move on your own. Check in with your shoulders, your hips, your heels, and your jaw. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. If you are in a hip opener similar to me, press into your feet lightly. Take your hands to your thighs to help your knees come back towards each other. And it may benefit you to walk your feet out and let your knees fall in just for a moment. Important to close the hips. And then walk those heels back in. Take a moment to take your knees to whatever side you'd like and roll up slowly to your seat. All right, so here we're going to transition right into our side stretch. So you might want to take one of those pillows if you had one under your thighs and place it in between the knees now, especially if you sleep with something in between your knees. You're going to move into a side stretch with an option for a twist. If you have any lower back problems, the twist may not be the best option for you. So feel free to stay in the side stretch or do something else. So we'll take the right hand down the bolster or whatever support it is. Make sure that curve in your waistline is supported. I need a block for my hand because you want to extend the right arm out. And you might need more. You might need more than this. You might need a pillow here. Sometimes the arm works. Sometimes you can bring your head here, but a pillow is fine too. Left arm can be down your side, resting on the left side of your body. You can have your left hand behind you. I know you can't see it, but my fingers are touching the floor. So if you have your hand behind you to open up your left shoulder, just make sure your fingers can touch something. You can have your hand out in front of you. Just make sure it doesn't make you lean too far forward. There's other options as well. Just make sure you're not working too hard to be there. Support yourself. Close your eyes. Take that scan through the body, relaxing the muscles in your face, shoulders, your core. And in this one, you might really feel the thighs and the glutes try to re-engage. So you may need to focus in a little heavier on those areas. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. You're welcome to stay here. If you'd like to add a twist through your spine, left hand down in front of you, lean a little forward to push yourself up. Right arm slides back. So you should think of the hands lined up next to across from each other. Think of your shoulders as well. Inhale to lift up your chest. And on your exhale, bring your upper body over your support now. And then walk your hands forward. This could be bringing the forearms down. You may need to have something under your forearms. Pillows are nice here. If you have an airplane pillow or a massage pillow, this is perfect here. So you can just look straight down. Otherwise, pick a side and then switch it out halfway as long as that's okay with your neck. And I'll let you know when it's time to do that. So again, scanning your body, take a big breath in and a slow breath out. Close your eyes. Relax your jaw. Relax your hips. And turning your neck if you like. Make sure your right shoulder draws away from your chin if you're looking to the right. And take a moment to bring your head to center. Slide your hands back, begin to push yourself up. Then we'll take the left hand out past the left leg. Take your time getting there. Use a block if you need to. And with your inhale, reach your right arm up and over. Lift from your chest. Breathe in. Exhale and stretch. Just a nice little counter stretch to that, right? Slowly release the hand and we'll turn to the other side. And sometimes I'll lose the audio when I turn the other way, but we're going to do the exact same thing. What's different might be what's going on in your body on this side. So just support yourself where you need to, okay? Turn your knees to the left. Left arm slides down your bolster, starting with the side stretch. Support your left hand. Right arm can be down your side, behind you, across your body. Just make sure support is where it's needed. Add it if it starts to feel uncomfortable or in the wrong place. Change it up. Try something new. Close your eyes and scan your body. If you'd like to add your twist, right hand down. Push yourself up, left arm slides back, lift through your torso, take a big breath in. And on your exhale, lower your upper body down. So looking to the right to begin on this side. Arms can be in whatever placement's best for you. And if you like to move your neck, now's a good time. Draw the left shoulder away. And bring your head back to center for a moment. Begin to push yourself up, go slow. The right hand beyond your right foot, sitting up, reach your left arm up and over, breathe in. Exhale and reach. Lifting through your chest, breathe in. And on your exhale, lower your left hand down. Okay, so we'll take supported child's pose over the bolster. If belly down is not available to you, just take a secondary posture like we did in the first one on our backs with the belly up instead. We won't be here for too long. So you can have your knees as wide as you like. You might need to put something underneath your butt because it might just not be possible to bring your lower body down, right? I call this a hammock. And even if you're a flexible person, this still feels nice. From here, bolster close to you. Remember, you can always give your bolster an incline. You could actually even bring the bolster towards you and do it this way if you really didn't want to lower down, but you still felt a stretch. Otherwise, just lower your upper body down towards the floor. If your butt starts to lift, get some support under the knees or under your butt. I like to put my hands under the bolster here, palms up, but you can put your hands, wherever you like. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. And bring your head back to center. Push your hands down on the floor to lift yourself up. And we'll set up for our final shape, supported Shavasana. Shavasana is our final shape, is corpse pose translated. So you can think the point here is to just practice stillness. So give yourself as much support as you need to be able to do that. And if lying on the floor without support is your favorite way to do this, the more traditional way, it's perfectly fine. You could go legs up the wall, legs up a piece of furniture. I'm going to go legs over a bolster and use a pillow for my head. If you wanted to work into your spine a little bit deeper, you could add a towel underneath your spine here to give you a little bit more of a lift as well. So there's always options. All right, lower down when you're ready. We'll officially end class with a short breathing exercise after the shape. Should you prefer to be in a longer Shavasana, go ahead and mute me in a few seconds. Otherwise, after I go through softening the body here in this shape, I'll be quiet for a little while, and then we'll come up to the seat, our seat and end class. Okay, thank you so much for joining. If you have to go early, close your eyes, let your palms flip up, tuck your shoulders to lift up your chest, and then let it go. Squeeze your glutes a little bit, rock a little left and right, and then let it go. Closing your eyes, relax your face. Inhale, let your belly lift up. Exhale, let your body soften. Try to feel like you're sinking down into your mat or your floor. Scanning your body until you forget. Deep breath in. And slow breath out. So take your time here with a little movement in your body. You may like a stretch. You may like to give yourself a little hug. Whatever you like on your way up to your seat. Okay, so if you are at your seat, we're going to come back to a little bit of engagement in the core. Lifting up, use any support under your seat or under your knees. Palms can be up or down. Lifting up from the chest, breathe in. And then through your nose, try to force the old air out. And you should hear it and feel it. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Normal breath. Sitting up tall, if it's a part of your practice, again, Anjali Mudra, hands together at the center of your chest. Here, take a moment to thank your mind and your body for what it's capable of today. Give yourself a compliment. You took this time out of your morning to take care of yourself. Thank you so much for joining me and Ukadish Yoga. As always, namaste. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. This was my last class for this session. We'll be back in a couple of weeks for our next group of classes. And this class will be returning as well as active yoga basics. So if you joined me a little bit into class, I let you know that if you want to send us an email, if you have questions about anything, just go to our website, ukadishyoga.org. Thanks so much, everyone. Hope to see you soon. Bye.